Imagine the impact coming down on that. Wow. Macho Man Randy Savage. This is like taking candy from a baby. Oh, yeah.
Wrestling has its share of icons, but none quite like the neon-clad, raspy-voiced, cream of the crop showman himself, the Macho Man Randy Savage. He was a walking contradiction, poetic and unhinged, intense and vulnerable, loyal and paranoid. This guy made you feel something, even when you weren't quite sure what. Savage just wasn't part of the show. He was the show. From his legendary feuds, to his unpredictable promos, to his absolute ring genius, he blended chaos with charisma like a mad scientist in spandex. Let's take a wild ride through the madness of the Macho Man Randy Savage. Before Randy Poffo ever dropped an elbow from the top rope, he was actually swinging bats in minor league baseball. Yeah, the Macho Man nearly became the next great outfielder. He played in the St. Louis Cardinals and the Cincinnati Red Farms, that's right. And he even broke his collarbone diving for the fly ball. And when the doctor said don't throw with your right arm, he taught himself to pitch with his left. Because of course he did. Savage didn't know how to quit and clearly didn't know the word normal. But baseball's loss was wrestling's gain. You see, he jumped into the ring following in his late father's footsteps, Angelo Poffo. And by the late 70s, he was running wild in regional promotions, bringing a level of intensity that most wrestlers couldn't fake, even with a gallon of caffeine. And when I mean that, I mean like for real. When he debuted in WWE in 1985, every manager wanted a piece of him. In a genius bit of storytelling, the Macho Man made them all wait, only to unveil his secret weapon. Yeah, Miss Elizabeth. Right there. Miss Elizabeth. It was the perfect pairing. Savage was loud, chaotic, and paranoid, while Elizabeth was soft-spoken, calm, and mysterious. Together, they were magic. Shakespearean drama with body slams. His feud with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat over the Intercontinental Championship led to their match at WrestleMania 3. It wasn't just great, in my opinion. It was revolutionary, rehearsed to perfection. It featured, like over 22 count reversals and sequences that would make modern wrestlers drool. Many still consider it the greatest wrestling match of all time. I personally think it's up there in my top 5, and it made Savage a household name. When Savage turned babyface and teamed with Hulk Hogan, wrestling fans were eating it up like Slim Jims. They were the Mega Powers, the ultimate tag team. Hogan, the All-American icon. And then you got Savage, the unpredictable wild card. But paranoia started creeping in. Savage didn't really trust Hogan's friendship, especially around Elizabeth. I don't really blame him. And in the classic soap opera fashion, things exploded.
Those eyes lost Elizabeth.
Literally. Savage turned heel, dropped Hogan, and gave us one of the most dramatic storylines in wrestling history. Their clash at WrestleMania 5 was drenched in emotion, jealousy, and muscle oil. Or maybe a little baby oil too. This wasn't just wrestling, this was part-time theater, and the Macho Man was putting on a masterclass in how to make fans feel every second. And after losing the title, Savage didn't just fade away. No, that's not Savage. He became the Macho King, crown, scepter, and all. With Queen Sherry by his side, he was more flamboyant and evil than ever. His feud with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Ultimate Warrior, and turned in retirement into pure drama at WrestleMania 7. Then came the reunion with Elizabeth once again. After losing to Warrior, Sherry turned on him, and Elizabeth came back to the rescue. Fans wept. It was actual tears. Grown adults were actually bawling over wrestling. That's actually the beauty of it. It's the power of storytelling when it's done right. He transitioned to commentary after that in the early 90s, still layering larger than life, but fans wanted more. They wanted macho madness, not macho monotone. So in true Savage fashion, he came back. Now let's talk about his WCW run. When he jumped to WCW in 1994, Savage found a new home and a lot of creative freedom. Sometimes a little too much. He reunited with Hogan, feuded with Ric Flair, and eventually joined the NWO. Because, well, it was the 90s and everyone joined the NWO at some point. But Savage brought chaos and wherever he went. His feud with DDP was one of WCW's most underrated gems. It was greedy, personal, and made DDP a star. Savage even held the WCW world title 4 times. After proving he had it, madness and all, unfortunately, WCW's backstage politics and erratic booking kept Savage from truly thriving. That was WCW's bad. Still, in his presence, he was undeniable. He could cut a promo that made zero sense and still made it sound gospel. Only the Macho Man could yell about cream rising to the top while holding an actual coffee creamer and making it iconic.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
Oh, wait a minute though, Randy, I've got to ask.
And that's the thing. Everything Savage did had that over-the-top, larger-than-life flavor. He didn't just talk. He performed poetry. And half the time, you weren't sure if he was threatening his opponent or reciting Shakespeare in an energy drink commercial. That was Randy Savage. He could be backstage cutting a promo about the danger zone and make it sound like a prophecy handed down by Zeus himself. Once again, that was Randy Savage. Even his outfits told a story. Cowboy hats dipped in glitter, sunglasses that looked like they were forged in the 90s fever dream, and tassels that probably had their own zip code. Every inch of the Macho Man was a spectacle, a walking comic book, with a microphone, of course. He wasn't trying to be iconic, he was iconic, and simply by being unapologetically, unrelentlessly himself. Now let's get into the later years and the legacy of the Macho Man. Post-WCW, Savage disappeared from the spotlight. He made a random appearance here and there in Spider-Man, dropped a rap album. Yeah, seriously, Macho Man actually dropped a rap album. Mostly to keep himself entertained. Rumors swirled about a WWE return, but it never happened. But tragically, Randy Savage died in 2011 from a heart attack while driving. The world lost a legend, but his legacy, untouchable. He was inducted posthumously into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2015, and whether it came too late or just in time, fans were finally able to celebrate the genius of a man who didn't just wrestle, he created art in the ring. Macho Man Randy Savage wasn't just a wrestler. He was a force of nature wrapped in tassels, dripping in intensity, and fueled by madness. He didn't just perform. He consumed the spotlight, left a trail of unforgettable moments in his wake. He made you laugh. He made you cry. He made you yell, "Oh yeah!" at your TV with absolutely no context. Whether he was soaring off the top rope, or snapping into Slim Jims, or spinning poetic madness in promos, no human brain could script. Randy Savage proved one thing over and over again. There will never be another like him. Legends fade, icons rise and fall, but Macho Man, he's eternal. Madness never dies. So next time you hear a raspy, "Can you dig it?" from somewhere deep in your soul, you'll know that madness is still alive. This has been The Real Deal, and that was Beautiful Chaos.